Now we'll take a look at the importance of vocabulary and, as it says here, using the right words and how this can improve or make your writing better. So why is it so important to do this? One of the things that happens in both the speaking and writing tests is that the examiner will test your level of vocabulary. If you can use more vocabulary, it can help you communicate ideas in a better way because you have more ways to discuss these ideas. And more vocabulary can help you complete both speaking and writing tasks better. And before we look at ways to correct or improve vocabulary, let's just talk a little bit about what kind of scores the examiner can give you. So the first thing is what's called band 3 or a score of 3, and this is a pass mark at B2. And we can describe this as everyday vocabulary. And sometimes the person can use words that are less common but perhaps doesn't use them properly. And then if we look at band 5, which is a C1 level, this is a score of 5. This talks about using a range of vocabulary, including words perhaps that are less common, and that the person can use this effectively and precisely. So we can see why it is important for us to think about using the best vocabulary in our writing. One thing we can do is use collocations, and a collocation is a combination of two or more words. And we have some examples here. Bar of chocolate, a bar of soap, a sense of disappointment. These are all nouns. We can also look at verbs, to take a break, take a note, take a chance, take a look. These are all collocations we can use, and some of them are not so common. And then finally we have some adjective examples. Heavy traffic, regular exercise, close friend. These are examples of less common words, but still expressions that we could learn and use in our writing. So it is important for you to make lists of different types of collocations. Another way you can build your level of vocabulary is by using different topics. And we have some examples here. So we could have a group of words that are used for descriptions. We can talk about descriptions of people. We can talk about descriptions of places. And we can also talk about descriptions of things. Another group we could use is the weather. And in this example here, we could talk about the type of weather, cold, wet, windy. We can also talk about the seasons and what the weather is like in different types of seasons. So we can use vocabulary to talk about this. We could also talk about nature and places people can go in nature. We can talk about features, things like mountains, lakes, rivers. And then we could look at a topic like sports, and under sports we could talk about different types, sports that are very physical and sports that are not so physical. And we can also talk about the people who play these different sports and the things that we use. Like, for example, for football, we have a goalkeeper, we have a referee, we have a goal, and we have a place to play, which is the pitch. So this is a useful way for you to create lists that you can study. We could also talk about free time, and under free time we can give examples of free time, what we do, things that we do, reading, going to the cinema, different types of activities. We can also talk about things that we use, books, devices. Another thing that can help us in building vocabulary is thinking about the different word forms. So let's just look at an example here of some verbs. We have the verb imagine, verb to interest, and verb to worry. And we can record the adjective form. So the adjective form for imagine is imaginable. Interest, we could have interested or interesting. Worry, we could use the word worried. We can also look at the noun form, and in this case the noun is imagination. Interest is the same. The noun interest is the same as the verb, and the noun worry is also the same as the verb. And then finally, if it's possible, then we can use an adverb. And in this case, imaginably is the adverb. One example of an adverb is by using interesting and creating the word interestingly. And then finally we have worry, and in this case we can use the adjective worrying and created the word worryingly. So this is another way you can build your vocabulary by recording different word forms. It may not always be possible to find a verb, adjective, noun, and adverb, but in many examples you can certainly find at least 3 of these. Other types of words that can help you improve your writing are things like phrasal verbs. So we have some examples here: to keep up, give up, take off, take care of, look after. And these can be useful in your writing. Another important group of words is what we call dependent prepositions. And these are words that use particular prepositions. These are some examples here: keen on, believe in, interested in, and apply for. These are all examples where we use a specific preposition. These are an important group of words. And then finally, another thing that can help you organize your writing is by using different linking words and expressions. And here are some examples of these: because of, as a result, according to, despite, and due to. In the writing exam, it is important to show that you have a good level of vocabulary, and some of the ideas we've talked about can help you improve your level of vocabulary.